They said it couldn't be done. They said it was never going to happen. 2020 has killed off the film festival. Well, it's not. It is on its way back in a big, bad way. And the Romford Film Festival, I believe, could possibly be the first UK film festival to actually get back up and running. So yeah, the 13th to the 18th of August, you can get yourself into Romford to the Premiere Cinema, and you can go and see some awesome short movies, feature films, documentaries. I've seen a video a little while back where I was helping out let people know what the nominations were for the different categories, which was awesome. And they asked me to come back and do some kind of online interviews to Javier Dampierre. I'm not entirely sure if I'm saying that right. We did have a little chat before the proper thing, and I think I got it completely wrong. Yes. So his movie is 50, starring the awesome Dey Young, who is actually up for an award at the festival. And it's also up for Best Score. Sasha Goldberg is the lead male in the movie. It's a great little short that I really enjoyed. Fantastic score, which is why it's up there. Dey Young is, as always, phenomenal. Sasha Goldberg is quite the revelation to me. Somebody who I hadn't seen or heard much of. So it is showing on opening night, Friday night, around about like 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I'll be honest, they sent me the guide. I didn't really read it. Not for times anyway. I just wanted to see where things were. So Javier comes on to talk about that. We have just some quick questions. It's a very quick interview, about 15-20 minutes long. Please do listen to everything he has to say. If you can make it to the film festival itself, check out 50. You will love it. Dey Young is fantastic. Yeah, they said it couldn't be done, people. They said 2020 there would be no film festivals. Well, there is. There's Romford Film Festival. Get yourself there. I don't know where Romford is, but it's in London somewhere. There are other festivals that I have seen are starting to say that they're going ahead, but Romford is it's I am part of Romford. It is their baby, and as such, it is now becoming my baby. I mean, check this out. Redwood DVD, Tom Payton. Yep. Previous winner, by the way. I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, check out 50. Check out all the movies at the festival. Check out the whole thing. There's some fantastic stuff there. Physical festival. Get your ass in the cinema. Sit down. But for now, this is Javier Dampierre, director of 50. Online, yes, we are having physical festivals. They said we wouldn't have any this year. They said it was all going to be online, but Romford have pulled out all the stops, and they are happening. So for this chat, I am joined by director Javier Dampierre, director of movie 50, starring Dey Young and Sasha Goldberg, which is a movie that I got to watch and thoroughly enjoyed. How are you, Javier? How are you doing out there in Spain, I believe?
Yeah, I'm in north of Spain. I ran away from Madrid because it was unbearable, the heat. So I came to the north, and I'm here now near the beach, enjoying writing and doing some surf and reading and enjoying life a little bit as far as we can right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna be on lockdown again soon, so you never know. You know?
I know it's certainly looking that way all over, isn't it? On that, how have you been coping with the whole coronavirus and the lockdowns, and what's have you been able to create more content, just sort of like writing wise?
Actually, I did. Yeah, I mean, it was hard to be like like for 3 months in the house.
Yeah.
It was really hard, but I think I wrote more. I finished a screenplay. I started my first novel, which is something I never did. I never dared to do because I thought it was intrusive. But now I think, why not? I mean, I can write. I know about narrative, and why not writing a novel? So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah, and sending projects to different production companies as well, and talking to Netflix, talking to other platforms, trying to sell a TV series. So it's been kind of productive, actually. Yeah.
It's a funny one because I've spoken to quite a few like creatives, like directors, producers, actors, and everything like that, and it has been a case of we're all locked in the house, which is pants, but we can all flex our creative muscle and all those things we didn't have time to do, we now have time.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, at the beginning it was hard because you get like a lot of anxiety and stuff, so that's not good for creating. But once you get used to that kind of shit or whatever you want to call it, I don't know if you can say these kind of words in this.
Of course you can.
Oh, then you start like creating. Yeah, it was productive. Yeah.
Renowned psychiatrist is put to the test when a mysterious patient reveals his true identity. I always try and read it with a little bit of finesse. At the festival, myself and the guys on the judging panel, we all thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and it's actually it's up for 2 awards. Dey Young for Best Actress, and it's nominated for Best Score, which we will get to because man, that score, that was
it was great. Yeah,
that was something else. But
that's my particular John Williams.
Definitely.
I always work with him. He's amazing. Marcus.
Superb. It adds a whole level to what's going on. But like I say, we'll get to that. I've sort of gave it a little bit of a blurb, and it was terrible. It was terrible. I'll let you say that to the people. But what would you say is kind of your elevator pitch of the movie, how you saw it and how you had it in mind when you brought it to the screen?
Actually, the screenplay is not mine. Is something that it's a screenplay that I got from a writer from New York. And actually, I didn't even want to do a short film, to be honest, because I did many, and it's like you never get. I mean, it's hard to live on short films, as you might know. But I thought it was a great opportunity to do something longer after that. Like this could be like a proof of concept or something bigger. And I loved the screenplay. When I read it, I actually didn't want to read it, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna read it, whatever. And when I read it, I was like, oh my God, I have to do that. There's no way out of that. Actually, I kind of changed a little bit the theme when I started working with the writer, and I thought it was an amazing screenplay, but I thought that it was lacking like a little bit of a theme, like something to make it more memorable. So I kind of work on that, not only through the screenplay, but through the directing itself, like bringing importance to things that in the screenplay were we're moving forward really fast.
Yeah.
And I think we made it. I talked to him and I was giving him some notes about it. I don't want to spoil the film though. Oh, no. But I was giving some notes regarding this aspect, and he was taking the notes and really, really good. He was even offering something better than I thought that I was telling him. And it had to do with this idea of men helping women, like, which is it's a thing today, right?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And without spoil anything, because a thriller, a psychological thriller, is a crazy thing that is going on in this therapy session. But in a way, the guy is like trying to tell the world that I'm a man and I'm concerned about women problems, and of course I want to help. And I think that's a reading that is there, but it's not on the nose, but it's just somewhere there in the film. And that was the thing that were more interesting to me, thematically wise, if you can say that in English, I guess.
No, that's right. Dey Young plays the female lead, the world-renowned psychiatrist, as is written in the blurb. How did Dey Young come across this project, and how did you come about casting her? And is she somebody that you knew, or?
Well, funny enough, it was like I had Sasha Goldberg, which is a friend of mine, and I wanted him. Actually, the screenplay came to him and to me because these writers saw some work that we did together. And he wanted him to be the main character and me to be the director. So he was already in the project. And, I just took IMDb Pro, or even IMDb, or I don't know. I took from 2000 to 5000. What I'm going to find here in the IMDb meter, So I started just writing managers, just like that. And I thought she was perfect. Actually, she was my first choice, actually. And the manager answered me. She liked the screenplay. They read the screenplay. She loved it. We had a meeting. So easy. I was living in Hollywood.
Yeah.
in the actually it was no in Koreatown back then. Yeah, in Koreatown, but in Los Angeles. So I came to see her, and she loved it. And she was perfect for the role. I couldn't have found someone better for this role. And she was so much into the project that we rehearsed like 3 times or 4.
Nice.
Which is when you can rehearse 4 times with actors, that makes a difference.
Which for a short movie is it's quite tricky, and it's very unknown. It's kind of like you've got very limited time to get it in and get done. So that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Say was already attached and sort of kind of almost sort of written for him. How did the chemistry between those two work, between Sasha and Dey? Like, because it's a very intense.
Yeah.
Like, it's very intense, basically. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how did their chemistry flow on set?
The chemistry in both actually at the beginning was a little bit hard because Sasha, he might hate me for saying that, but maybe not. I don't think so. But he was like a little bit impressed because he doesn't have the same resume than Dey. Of course, Dey has been in TV series, big time TV series like Star Trek or CSI, or even in Pretty Woman like years ago. So he was like very impressed, and we had some scenes that we needed some violence there, and I needed him to grab her strong and push her, and he was so delicate, and so and I was like, Sasha, we have to talk about that. Well, we're rehearsing, and I don't care. Even in the rehearse, you have to break some boundaries here.
Yeah.
And so I put both together and say, listen, Dey is fine if you just do your thing. I mean, she's okay. Okay, Dey, of course. And I remember that after talking about that, and we started laughing around and everything, then he could, like have the nerves to treat her like he was supposed to treat her when things get violent, But eventually the chemistry was great, as you can see in the film.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be great because I don't know, I when you see two characters together and they belong to the same story somehow, you see it, and
they do work beautifully well together in the
it worked really good. Yeah.
When it's all primarily dialogue, it's just interesting to see how they work off each other, considering one guy was intentionally for the movie straight away, and then you went and searched for Dey and everything, and it's cool to see how well they gel. It's all set in one location. How difficult is that in a short movie to deal with all that dialogue? It's essentially a one-hander, 2 characters, 1 location. How difficult is that to shoot?
It was scary at the beginning. That was one of my main concerns because it's just one location, and as you say, 2 characters. It can get really easily boring visually if you don't do your job. But then when I started like storyboarding the whole thing, I storyboarded the whole thing. I really wanted to make sure that I could do something that is interesting visually as well. And I saw that there was a lot of opportunities to blocking and to moving around with the dialogue in a natural way, because this film couldn't have worked if it was 2 people sitting down and talking to each other. That's impossible. It's all dialogue. And but I saw that, and actually rehearsing with them, they gave me a lot of ideas for blocking as well. Like when you work with an actress like they want to know everything. It's like, now you stand up, but why? No, because no. I need a reason and a motive and a desire for start. You cannot tell him no because I need you to move because of the camera. No, that's not the word. Of course. So, but they gave me really good ideas of blocking, different that I had in my mind. So I had to redo the parts of the storyboard and the planning. And I think that was my. But then the story is so intense and the text works so good that I trust the script to work, even if I did my job a little bit worse, which I think it was not the case. I think the movie could have worked because the dialogues are really good, and they throw you to the end, and it's like it's getting more intense and more interesting and more until it explodes at the end. So but still it was a challenge. Of course it was a challenge, but then I had an amazing crew. I had the production designer, which is a friend of mine. I always wanted to work with him. He's from Spain as well.
Awesome.
And the DP as well, a friend they were friends from Spain living in LA. We were like a group of people, of good friends that we wanted to do something together, and it was great because like most of the visual things that are there in the screenplay in the film, I wouldn't even thought about them, to be honest. No, we had like, it was hard to find the location because I needed and I wanted these views. I really needed the views of the city in the night with all the little lights of the skyscrapers and everything. And then I remember that I went there in there was a coach in the apartment. And I went to the production with the production designer. I said, "Hey, look, we have even a coach. He's great." And he was like, "No way, are you crazy? And why? No, this coach is not good." And I was like, "Why? No, it's so beautiful." No, you have no idea. Just trust me, please. So I remember that he went through all over the city of Los Angeles to find the perfect coach for this character, you know. And when I saw it, I saw the difference, and I was like, "Oh my God, you were right. The other one was really bad," you know.
Like the cityscape is its own little character.
It is a character. Yeah.
You've got a lot of things going on in here. I mean, as you say, the DP is just, it looks gorgeous. The shot looks gorgeous, and then as you're on about the tension building up as the movie goes on, as any good thriller does, and dialogue does, you've got the score as well, which we've already mentioned. Unbelievable! Like how much of an influence did you have with your composer as well? Like how closely did you work with him?
I work with him actually in every short film I do because he's amazing. As I was telling you before the interview, he's my John Williams. You know?
Definitely.
And yeah, we understand each other really good, and you know, it's like he's so good with the tone. That's amazing. I mean, of course we work. He sent me music, I give him notes. Send me back, I give him notes.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like the tone. He nails the tone in every single project I do with him. He has a lot of sensitivity. There's something. He's not even rational. It's not. I don't have to go deep into an intellectual debate about the theme or whatever. No, it's something that he feels in his skin somehow. I don't know, and he finds it. And you know, the result is there, and I think it's really good. I think it elevated the film to a different level.
As we say, this is a physical festival that they said would never happen. We didn't.
I thought it was going to be online as well, like all of them.
Yeah, we thought 2020 was just going to destroy all the film festivals this year, but some of them are coming back, which is fantastic. And 50 is definitely a movie that, if people are heading to the Romford Festival, they need to check this one out. It's a wonderful piece. It's a wonderful piece.
Thank you very much.
So on the last question I'm going to ask you before we head out, you kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier about how you kind of thought about a feature with this kind of thing. Is that something in the future you would go through?
Well, actually, I'm developing a TV series for that short, with the same kind of idea of the short film. I went away from the original idea, but it's kind of there.
Yeah.
And actually, I already showed it to a couple of networks because I had already. I mean, I didn't write the whole the 8 episode, of course.
Yes.
I just wrote the pilot and development and like a Bible, like a small little Bible. And I hope that it's gonna turn into a TV series soon. I mean, it's not the best moment for selling things and stuff. It's like really hard right now. But you never know, so I'm gonna struggle for that. I'm gonna fight for that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I think as well, coming out of this whole thing, we're gonna need some class content, some top quality content, and as long as that's what people are bringing to the table, I think we're gonna get it. So I wish you all the best with that, and hopefully that turns into a thing, because this is one of those shorts that, after 15-20 minutes of watching this show, I was like, man, I could go another hour of this. Like,
that's great. Thank you.
It's a fantastic little short, and I'm really glad it's at the festival, and I'm really glad I got a chance to sit down and speak with you, Javier, and just wish you all the best in the future. And again, if people are at the festival, please do check out 50.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I wish I was there. I could go there, but it's kind of hard right now. But I would have definitely gone there to attend the festival.
I'm not gonna lie, mate. Somebody gave me the chance of Romford or Spain. I'm probably taking Spain.
But I'm living here, so that would be. I don't live in the LA anymore. I came back here. after the crisis. Yeah.
But
So yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. And again, I wish all the best for the movie, and it's doing well, and I hope it continues to do well.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.